Hi guys, welcome back to CJ's Keto Kitchen. Tonight we're making bombs, fat bombs, and we're going to be making two different kinds. We're going to be making one with coconut oil that's cooked on the stove, and then we're also going to be making one that is a no-cook, and you just freeze it. One is going to be chocolate cheesecake, and one is going to be peanut butter cup. So we hope that you will come along with us and make some fat bombs. A fat bomb is, if you're new to the ketogenic world, it's usually something to help assist you in getting your macros during the day, to help get your ratio of fat in, because sometimes it can be a little difficult to get enough fat during the day. So these can act as a dessert or an after dinner snack, or in between meals if that's what you like. What it does is, because of the amount of fat in it, it can help satiate you and keep you full longer. Or like I said, in between your regular meals, you can use one of these to help stretch a little bit. So sometimes they can be savory and sometimes they can be sweet, but the ones that we made tonight are going to be sweet. Starting out with 4 ounces of softened cream cheese. And I have softened mine in the microwave for about 15-20 seconds. So it's extra soft, so everything hopefully will incorporate really well into it. Next, I'm going to take 2 tablespoons of softened butter, and I usually leave my butter out at room temperature, so unless I have just taken a stick out, it's pretty soft. And it was actually 70 degrees here today, so it's very soft. So to that, I am also going to add 2 tablespoons of unsweetened cocoa powder. I'm also going to add some sweetener, and I am going to be using powdered erythritol, or Swerve would be the name brand, but I'm using the confectionery kind so that it hopefully will blend in very well. You can use stevia, you can use any kind of sweetener that you like, whatever you prefer. I'm using 2 tablespoons, and then we'll taste it and see if that is to our sweetness liking. And then I'm also going to add a 1/2 cup of heavy cream. And then we are going to mix all of that together and get it nice and fluffy so that we can put it in our fat bomb molds. So you want to start out with your mixer on low so you don't get a bunch of cocoa powder in your face. Now that everything is pretty well incorporated, I'm going to raise the speed. Okay, CJ has told me that it is not sweet enough to his liking, so I am going to add some more Swerve. I think another tablespoon. 2. Okay. 1. 2. So for us, that's 4 tablespoons. But like I said, it'll be different depending on your sweetener and sweet needs. Okay, it's nice and smooth. And now we're going to start putting it in our fat bomb molds. Do you want to look at the beaters?
Sure.
I'm a good mom. I even turned off the mixer first.
Oh, yeah, jokes.
So we have molds that are from Walmart. And they're just candy molds that are made out of silicone. So I'm just going to fill up each mold, and then we'll show you what it looks like when we're done. I'm going to put these into the freezer. And you can just refrigerate them. It all depends on how quickly you want to eat them and pop them out. But I'm going to put these in the freezer. So for our second set of fat bombs, we are going to start out with a saucepan. And you need a 1/2 cup of peanut butter. And then we need a one for the peanut butter. We're using just the Adams 100% natural peanut butter because it's just nuts and salt. It doesn't have any sweetener in it. And then to that, we're going to add a 1/2 cup of extra virgin coconut oil. And we're going to start to heat that up on medium heat and let them combine together. And then we are going to add some sweetener to this mix. And then when it gets nice and warm, we're going to pour it into our molds, and then we're going to refrigerate them for about 30 to 60, or I'm sorry, freeze them for 30 to 60 minutes. And then you'll be able to put them in another container after they've frozen once. And they should stay hard or solid at room temperature because of the coconut oil and the peanut butter, the consistency of those two things. So we're gonna wait for this to start heating up, and then we'll whisk it together and we'll add our sweetener. And you can add the sweetener to taste. I am going to be using a little bit of stevia and a little bit of sucralose. And I have just both kinds in the squeezy. But you can use whatever sweetener you like. So now it's all melted, and I'm just kind of whisking those two together, and it's liquidy. You can see that it's liquidy, so I'm turning the heat way down. So we've made kind of a peanut butter coconut oil liquid. Now we're going to sweeten it, and I'm going to do that off the heat. That's why you do it off the heat. And I'm combining 2 sweeteners because the stevia by itself can sometimes have a bitter aftertaste, and so it's nice to kind of combine it with a different sweetener, either erythritol or Splenda or something else, just to kind of counteract that bitterness.
That'd be fun.
Okay. So we ended up with 3 squirts of each. And I don't know how many molds this is going to fill. In fact, I think I'm going to pour this liquid into my big measuring thing because it has a spout. So I'm going to pour it into my Pyrex thing because it's got a spout, so I can pour it a little easier.
This is not a drill.
And then I also have a container with smaller bombs. Whoops. Run away, fat bomb. Okay, so we're gonna freeze these for about 30 to 60 minutes, and then we'll come back and show you what they look like. Okay, so we have our 2 types of fat bombs. We have the chocolate cheesecake fat bomb here, and then we have the peanut butter one here. And CJ is going to be our taste tester.
All right. So I'm going to start with the cheesecake.
Now, let it explode in your mouth because it's a fat bomb.
Okay. It's still a little hard.
Yeah, that's because I took it out of the freezer, so it's almost like ice cream.
I like these.
It's cheesecakey.
It is cheesecakey. These have been in the freezer, so keep in mind that as longer they sit out,
The softer they get.
they will get softer and softer.
Because they don't have any coconut oil and
Right.
nothing to keep them solid.
Right. That was good.
Good. Now you're going to eat the one that is made with coconut oil. And these will stay solid at room temperature.
Well, they're coconut oil and peanut
And
butter.
peanut butter, yep.
Okay. So, all right, here we go. So, that's interesting. So we just took these out of the freezer. they do get softer. And you know what? They actually taste better
Once they're softer.
when they're softer.
Okay.
There's
Well,
not as much coconut flavor.
that's a good.
I'm not a big coconut fan.
I am.
I can
think it's
taste-
kind of a girl thing.
I can taste more of the peanut butter.
Okay.
And
So that's a good tip. Let it sit out.
yeah,
I think both of them would probably benefit from sitting out for a minute or two before you eat them.
texture's kind of different when you chew it. But I like them. I think they'll do the job as far as that little,
A little bit of after to give you that feeling of satiation.
that fat bomb feeling, get me past cravings, in
Good.
the middle of the day. So,
Good.
yeah, I like them.
So thank you for making Fat Bombs with us tonight. We hope that you will consider subscribing to our channel and also liking it and sharing it with your friends and family, or maybe other people that you know might be interested in keto. And of course you could make these if you're on a low carb lifestyle, or for someone who's diabetic, or if you're diabetic, because they have no sugar in them. So we hope that you will come back and join us for more ketogenic content. We upload twice a week, generally on Wednesdays and Sundays, and we have ketogenic conversations and also recipes. So please come back and be a part of our ketogenic family, and we'll see you next time on CJ's Keto Kitchen.